Hello and welcome. So, Space Marine Dreadnoughts are some of the best looking models Warhammer 40k has to offer. There is several to choose from the Contemptor to the villafin. You can say there's a few. Now this is an overview of each, and it's a brief overview too. Also going to include the Invictus Warsuit and Nemesis Dreadnought, even though they are not technically Dreadnoughts. Now first is the Venable Dreadnought. Look, this is the boxy looking one with lots of versatility and armaments. It is a very common dreadnought used by every chapter. The Venable Dreadnought is a Mars pattern Castraferum dreadnought and has the ability to be a close combat monster or anti-siege weapon. Their weapon choices are Assault Cannon, Stormbolter, Heavy Plasma Cannon, Multi-Melter, Twin Last Cannons, the Dreadnought Close Combat Weapon, and that is to name but a few. The Castraferum pattern, as from now on will be called the Venable Dreadnought, also has a large number of variants. The Librarian, Furioso and Death Company Dreadnoughts are unique to the Blood Angels, the Ironclad Siege Dreadnought, and the Murder Fang is unique to the Space Wolves. The Space Wolves also have the only named character in a Dreadnought, and that is Bjorn the Foul-Handed. There will be a full video on him later on, or I think I might have done one. I'm not sure, I will check. The Contemptor is one of the oldest dreadnoughts. They saw most of their use during the Great Crusade and resulting Horus Heresy. It would only to be replaced by the Castraferum pattern, as I said, the Venable Dreadnought, in the years after the Scouring. The Contemptor is stronger and tougher than the Venable Dreadnought. It can also carry some far superior firepower, such as many twin-linked weapons like the Multi-Melter and Volkite Sovereign. Devastating weapons to say the least. It can also take more anti-infantry weapons like the Kari's pattern Assault Cannon. The Contemptor still has the Dreadnought Close Combat Weapon as you'd expect, but it can wield two of these with chain fists. And of course it has the firearm attachment to go with it, which can be a melter gun, bolter, plasma, flamer, lots of choices there. Now the Halbrute, well, I could have used this in the Venable Dreadnought section. I believe it should have its own section on its own. It has more differences than similarities to its loyalist brethren. It is the Chaos Space Marine Dreadnought. The Halbrute shares most of the weapon choices as the Venable Dreadnought, however it can carry the twin bolters and power scourge. The real differences come from the pilot. Venable Dreadnoughts are usually held in reverence to the loyalists and often asked for advice, given their age and wisdom. Halbrutes, however, are piloted by madmen, driven that way by the impetuous feeling to constantly go to war and fight. Berserk and crazy to ask for advice would probably just be asking a rule, because you get more from that, or even one of Tzeentch's demons. Now you have a daradu dreadnought. I don't know how to pronounce it, it's spelled daradu. It is the heaviest weapon dreadnought, fielding the level of weaponry usually seen on tanks. A dreadnought with all the malice and intent, with the ability to destroy even the heaviest of armour, with heavy las cannons and Vulcanet batteries. Look, should you desire it, it can also be an anti-aircraft dreadnought too, the only one. The Daradu Dreadnought is a threat given form. The Leviathan Dreadnought can be used by both loyalists and traitors alike. A heavily armoured dreadnought that can withstand some of the heaviest weapons. The Leviathan is another heavy weapon specialist dreadnought. Even if it's just equipped with close combat weapons, it is more than strong enough to tear through tough armour. Now the weapons of a Leviathan are many again, but here is a few: the Cyclonic Melter Lance and the Volkite Caliver. That doesn't sound right, but that's how it's spelled. And the Grav Flux Bombard, and of course you have a Leviathan Powerclaw should you just want to rip and tear. Now the Redemptor Dreadnought is one of the larger dreadnoughts. It is actually quite a big monster. Not only is it piloted by a Space Marine that was near death upon inhumation, it will further drain the life of said Space Marine. Created by Belisarius Cawl as part of the Primaris project. Redemptor carries a lot of guns on each walker with up to 4 ranged weapons, as well as its Dreadnought Fist. It is really a jack of all trades, being an anti-infantry and anti-tank in one walker. It can carry the heavy plasma cannon, missile pod, bolters, and the Dreadnought Fist on a single unit. Now, unlike other Dreadnoughts that seem to have a singular role, the Redemptor tends to be one that can try and do everything. The Invictus warsuit, see we're on walkers now, is a scout walker, a walker with a very singular role to get up close and wreak havoc. All the weapon choices are anti-infantry, there is no tank busting to be had here. The Iron Hail autocannons are the strongest weapon the Invictus can equip. Just because it does not have any big guns doesn't mean it can't hit. It still hits really hard, as many weapons are disposable at once, like its Redemptor brother. The Nemesis Dreadnought, only available to the Grey Knights, is also a Psyker to go with its Dreadnought's many weapon options, and the ability to, like the Redemptor, be both heavy weapons and anti-infantry. You could equip both the Silencer Gatling, which goes daka daka daka, and a heavy side cannon which goes boom, so they're on the same model, on the same unit. Look, I broke immersion there. There is also a choice of melee options, fist, big sword or big hammer. It is not the strongest or even the toughest Dreadnought on this list. With its psychic abilities, it can defend itself well enough and also dish out a lot of damage. Psykers may be far more interesting in 10th, we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this very short video on Space Marine Dreadnoughts. Did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Leave a comment down below. And like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you enjoy your hobbies. What are you painting as well? I'm just being lazy. And I hope to see you all again very soon. And thank you. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.